Peace. My name is MystyMoon, and I am an integrative health coach for women. And my purpose is to help women heal physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. And today we'll be talking about the spiritual aspect of healing through the topic of chakras. So, some of you probably know what chakras are. Some of you probably don't know what they are. But we're going to talk about chakras and how they affect our bodies and ways to keep them balanced. All right, let's get to it. So, chakra in Sanskrit means will. So what chakras are, they're energetic vortexes throughout our entire body. We have them in the palms of our hands, we have them in the base of our feet, but we also have seven major chakras that start at the base of the spine all the way up to the crown of our head. And each of those seven chakras has a certain color associated with it, a correlation to a particular part of the body. It also has its own vibrational seed sound. Now, the reason why that understanding chakras are important when it comes to holistic health is because we have to remember that we're not just physical bodies, we're also energetic bodies as well. And so the more that you know about yourself, the more leverage that you have to create homeostasis, right? And that's the name of the game. So let's go through the seven major chakras. So starting at the base of the spine, we have what's called the root chakra. The color associated with the root chakra is red. And as far as its correlation to the body, it has to do with circulation, as far as circulation of oxygen and blood throughout the body. Now, its principles is connected with your ancestors, your family, feeling grounded, feeling calm and connected to your purpose. And whenever this chakra is in balance, then you find yourself feeling stress, like the fight or flight. Hormones kick in, you feel disconnected, and you even find yourself having bone and joint pain. Now, one of the things that you can do, the most important thing that you can do to balance out the chakra is self-care. You know, getting rest when you need rest, taking hot baths when you need to, long hot showers, treating yourself to massages, eating really good food, drinking plenty of water, not going out, not exhausting yourself. So having those boundaries when it comes to self-care is everything when it comes to balancing the root chakra. Now, as far as foods that you can eat for the root chakra, I think this is so interesting. You want to eat foods that are where its pigment is red, like raspberries, beets, strawberries, and then all root vegetables like parsnips and potatoes and carrots. So those are things that's going to keep you grounded and get you back into your root chakra. Okay, now from the root chakra, we come up to about the navel. This is called the Hara chakra. And this chakra is orange, and it has to do with sensuality and sex and pleasure and creativity. So I always say in the womb yoga, when I teach womb yoga, that when it comes to the womb, not only do we as women birth babies, but this is where we birth our ideas, our dreams and aspirations. And if this is blocked, then we're not able to manifest. Right? So if you're finding that you're having a hard time following through with your goals and like you've had this vision board on your wall for 10 years and you still haven't manifested it, then there's some blockages happening in your Hara chakra. Okay, so like even like on a physical level for women, you have fibroids, you have cysts, you have a prolapsed uterus, you have an STD. Those are also blocking your energetic center for your Hara chakra. Okay? So, foods that help to balance out. Oh, I'm sorry. There's a little bit more I want to say about that. In addition to the physical imbalances with the Hara chakra, as far as the emotional imbalances with the Hara chakra, you feel bored, you have a lack of inspiration, because again, this is where you manifest and create. So you have like creative blocks, you feel stiff, you have a low libido, which is the worst. And then also as far as the physical aspect, in addition to the fibroids, the prolapsed uterus, and the cyst, that you also will find that you're having uterine, bladder, and kidney issues. Okay? So what can you do to balance this chakra? Play, have some fun, dance. If you're having any physical imbalances with your uterus, do yoni steams, a castro hot pack on your uterus, womb yoga, yoga in general. Those are the things that's going to keep you, that's going to rebalance your Hara chakra. And as far as foods are concerned, all orange foods, citrus foods, and even nuts also balance out the Hara chakra. Alrighty, and it's the next chakra is right in your belly, where you feel butterflies in your stomach, where you have that gut feeling. It's called your solar plexus. And this is, the color of the solar plexus is yellow. So this has to do with, as far as the physical aspect of the body, it's correlated to digestion in your pancreas. And as far as the principles of it, this is where your self-esteem is. This is like your ambition, your drive, knowing who you are, self-awareness. And when this chakra is imbalanced, then you find yourself feeling powerless, vulnerable, you have low self-esteem, you feel trapped, you have a lack of direction, and you're constipated. Like things are not flowing. One thing that I learned at Body Mind College is like if you find yourself feeling bloated and you're dealing with some pretty heavy issues in your life, there was a correlation with not being able to process. Whenever like if there's a breakup and you just can't get over it, you're not able to process that. So just kind of keep that in mind, that if you're finding that you're having constipation or if you're bloated, if you've tried everything, like done the diets and tried to just drink water, look at what's happening in your life. Is there something in your life that you're not digesting properly? I just want to throw that one in there. Okay, so as far as foods that you can do, as far as the energetics that you can do to balance your solar plexus, is to learn to trust. Listen to your inner guidance. One thing, I'm just getting this right now, one practice to have when you first get up in the morning is to stay away from social media. Focus on yourself. Like, do some meditation, go inside. Oftentimes we get into this habit of like immediately wanting to go to social media. And when you do that, you're immediately bringing in everybody's opinions, everybody's thoughts into your energetic space. But if you just start off with just focusing on you and even trying to minimize your social media interactions, or whenever you have a problem, try to figure it out on your own first before going and asking others for help. So if you're finding that you have a balance in this area, these are some really powerful suggestions I can give to you. Stay away from social media as much as you can and try to rely on your own intuition, your own inner guidance, because we have it. It's just a matter of clearing out all the clutter in order to have that connection to our higher selves. Okay, we all have that birthright. So as far as food that you can eat to balance out the solar plexus, yellow foods like corn, grains, and even peppermint and chamomile tea also balances out the solar plexus. So from the solar plexus, we have the heart center, and this color is green. And so, of course, it makes sense that the body correlation is your respiratory, your heart. Let's see what else. Your thymus hormone. Is it a hormone? Gland. Your thymus gland is associated with the heart chakra. So, of course, this is where you feel love and where you feel compassion. You just feel open and just so good and positive and just open for anything. And when this is blocked, the blocked heart chakra is the worst. That's when you find yourself judging people. You're envious. You feel withdrawn. You're jealous. You have a lack of compassion. And as far as an imbalance physically, you find that you have asthma, heart disease. So all those things indicate an imbalanced heart chakra. And so one thing that you can do to balance it out energetically is to have more compassion towards yourself, self-love, self-acceptance, and you can figure out what that means for yourself. But like just really going in and loving yourself. And I'll say this, that when I really started digging in to do my own inner work, I found that I have so much more patience for my husband. I'm more open to talking to people at the grocery stores. I'm connecting with friends I haven't spoken to in years because my heart is open. There's no need for me to be judge or to compare myself, because I want to protect myself. I don't want to feel those negative emotions. So having an open heart, oh my God, that's just like the juice of life. Like when you are in that space where your heart is light and free, life is so much more interesting because you're open for spontaneity. You're open for connecting with a stranger that could lead to an opportunity that you couldn't even think of if it wasn't, life is a lot more interesting when you open up your heart, and you'll just be amazed. Miracles do happen when you open up your heart. So this is a really important chakra to make sure that you nurture. Okay? All right, moving on. Throat chakra, right here. The color is blue. This has to do with speaking your truth, setting your boundaries. And a lot of us have closed throat chakras, except for Geminis. Geminis, I think they just naturally have wide open throat chakras. This is where you communicate. This is where you negotiate your self-care, where you make sure that your self-care is a priority. When this is blocked, then you feel like you can't speak your truth. You feel stifled. You feel that you're not using your energy efficiently because you're not creating those boundaries by speaking your truth. And so one thing that you can do to create balance in this chakra is toning, like and singing and reciting poetry, saying affirmations out loud. Those are things that you can do to open up your throat chakra. And another thing too, before I go on, also wearing colors, like the colors of those chakras is another way that you can help to open up those chakras. So like for an example, if you're finding that you are having a hard time, if you have low self-esteem, and you feel like you have a lack of ambition, then you can just wear yellow, since that's the solar plexus. For your throat chakra, if you're having a hard time communicating, wear blue. Wear like blue jewelry around your neck. And also, I didn't put this in my notes, but there's also various stones that correlate to the chakras as well. The one that I know on the top of my head is amethyst. Helps with the third eye, the sixth chakra, and then citrine and moonstone, that helps to balance out the hara chakra, which is the second chakra. Okay, so foods that would help balance out the throat chakra, all types of fruit, any types of fruit, and juices and teas, any types of teas. So it's pretty simple, right? And then, second to the last, we have the third eye, the intuition. The color is indigo. This is my favorite chakra. I also love the color purple. So this is your intuition. This is where you have your own inner wisdom, where you connect to spirit. And when this is not unbalanced, then you find that you're gullible, like you'll just fall for anything. You don't use discernment, and that's a really dangerous place to be. So what you can do to get this chakra balanced is meditate, go within, write, journal, be quiet, do a fast, do a social media detox, for a week or two, if you're finding that you're just scattered and you can't make your own decisions. So pray and meditate is imperative to balance out this chakra. And as far as foods are concerned, like purple foods like blueberries, grapes, plums, eggplant, so those are all foods that would balance out the sixth chakra. And then last, we have the crown chakra. This is a chakra that connects you to spirit. When this chakra is blocked, you feel you have a disconnect from spirituality, you have a disconnect from God, you're pissed off at God, you feel like a victim. You have an inability to communicate as well. So there is a connection with the crown and the throat chakra in that way. And then the ways to balance it out, the crown chakra is reconnect to nature. Go to the beach. If you live near the ocean, you should absolutely take advantage of the ocean or any type of environment where there's natural water crashing against the surface. Because what that does, it creates what's called negative ions. And negative ions, when you breathe that in, it creates endorphins in the body. You ever notice how you just feel so serene after you leave the ocean or a waterfall? So if you're not near an ocean, just any kind of nature, just grass, put your feet on grass, hug a tree. And breathe in, just getting some, even just sunshine, just standing out in the sun will help to balance out your crown chakra. And then there's no foods connected to the crown chakra because it's the most like high energetic part of your spiritual being. So just making sure that all the other chakras are balanced is a way to feed the crown chakra. Okay, so those are all the chakras. I just want to just point this out as well, which I also find really interesting. Like 7 is such a sacred number. It's a number of balance. And in addition to there being 7 chakras in the body, there are 7 types of wellness to also embody. So there's physical wellness, as we know, that has to do with the body, the diet, exercise. We have the emotional wellness that has to do with your emotional intelligence and keeping yourself emotionally sober. And then we have the mental wellness, which is keeping your mind clear, being aware of your mental thoughts or your negative thoughts. We talk about this all the time. And then we have the spiritual wellness, again, having your connection to your higher self, being aware of your energetic body. Then the last 2, we have social wellness, how we're interacting, how we're interfacing with the people in our lives, our coworkers, our family members, just strangers on the street. And then lastly, we have the environment wellness. And that is how are we interfacing with our planet? Are we recycling? Are we, being aware of how much water we consume? So it all ties in together. Again, it's all about holistic lifestyle. So this was a mouthful, wasn't it? I hope that you found some inspiration from this topic. And there's 2 women that I recommend. Carolyn Myss, Anatomy of the Spirit, is an amazing book about the chakras because she ties in, it's interesting, she ties in the chakras with the Kabbalah, Christianity, and Buddhism. And she's got some incredible affirmations that you could say for each chakra. And then there's another book, I forget the name of the author, but it's called The Wheel of Life. And it just breaks down, like there's different rituals that you can do to connect with each chakra. It's just an incredible resource to have if you want to connect with these energetic vortexes on your body. Alrighty, so that is my talk for today. I hope you got some value out of it. If you did, please like and subscribe. Help me spread my light out into the world. I so appreciate you, and I look forward to the next video. Until then, peace, love.